Right then, this is a walk around video, and this is a lovely car. This is a Honda CR-V 2-litre EX automatic. Finished in black with a full black leather interior. 59 plates, you can see. It really is a fabulous looking car, in lovely condition for the age and mileage. The front of the car, really good. Lights and lenses look in good condition. Front bumper is very clean, as is the bonnet. It's remarkable given the age of the car. And there's obviously the odd very light stone chip, but they are very light indeed. Near side of the car, wonderfully clean, and the panels really crisp as well. Front ring there unmarked. Near side front alloy, this one takes all the damage. And it's got hardly anything, just got a tiniest little bit just on the edge there. And coming up the remaining panel work, and it's really nice. Inside the rear alloy, absolutely unmarked. And around the back of the car, and all incredibly clean. And the offside, the driver's side, which pretty much as with the near side is almost blemish free. It really is incredible, this thing. Offside rear alloy, again, no marks in there at all. And then the remaining panels are fantastic. I always caution people, obviously there's going to be the odd tiny little mark the camera doesn't pick up on, so please do bear that in mind. But this is a very clean car. The final alloy, again, absolutely as new. It really is one of the very nicest, and the best parts yet to come, really. So coming into the back of the car now, as you can see there is full complement of equipments in the back. So you've got the roller cover and you've got the middle shelf, but it's all been kept absolutely amazing. I mean, that just looks like brand new, this middle shelf. And underneath there, all the carpeted areas, absolutely fantastic. So coming inside the car now, and this is where this one really stands out, because most CR-Vs are used for their purpose, and that is pretty much for carrying kids about or passengers. But that does take its toll on the interior of cars. And this thing is in just amazing condition. The leatherwork just looks, well, as close to new as you could expect on a car this age. So coming through to the front passenger door card, there is a full set of original Honda CR-V mats, and again, all in fantastic condition. Front passenger seat there, again, as with the rear seats, it's just amazingly clean. Driver's door card, again, scratch free, mark free. Again, that's not always the case with these. You find people have been sort of rings and everything just taking their toll over the years. But this one's amazing. And the driver's seat, again, given the age and miles, is incredible. So sat inside the car now, engine's running, so the dashboard can be seen illuminated now. Dashboard honestly just looks brand new. It's amazingly clean. You can see sat nav working absolutely perfectly. If I select reverse gear, you'll see the rear camera working exactly as it should. But it is fabulous in here, it really is. Come up to the dashboard there. You can see 82,440 miles, and only warning light showing is for the low fuel. Steering wheel looks pretty much as new in hand. Auto lights, auto wipers, as you'd expect on the CR-Vs. This one's different to the norm because it's got the really sought after auto cruise control with a radar built in, which I'll explain more about in the following road test video. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda CR-V 2-litre EX automatic. This particular car is registered SF59RKK rather, and mileage at the start of the road test is 82,434 miles. The reason we do the video is simply so that if anyone's looking at the car online in an advert, they actually get to see the car in operation. That way, if there's any issues whilst driving, we can feed those back to you, because we know how frustrating it can be to see a car on an advert which looks great on paper, but when you get to drive it, it's got a fundamental issue which may have prevented you from actually going to drive the car. Car itself has been very well maintained, quite clearly, and mechanically it feels really tight and taut. Engine starts absolutely instantly, settles to an absolutely even and smooth idle. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or the gearbox or any other part of the car, aside from just a low fuel light currently on the vehicle. Temperature gauge running at a third, which is exactly where it should be on a Honda car, so all fine there. The engines themselves are fabulous units. They're very sweet, refined in operation, suits the car really, really well. Gearbox, as you'd expect from Honda, lovely smooth shifting gearbox, all the gears select exactly as intended. They've got a reputation for being a very, very tough box indeed. Having said that, you should still do the obvious checks. Just make sure when it selects drive or reverse, there's no great delay or great sort of thunks as it engages, and the gear changes on the move should be nice and smooth, as is the case with this particular vehicle. Steering of the vehicle I've always loved on this generation. It's got a lovely weight to it. It's very accurate, very precise. It's not over sharp where it makes the car feel unsettled, but you point it where it wants to go, it goes exactly where intended, but it makes the car feel lovely and solid and heavy on the road, which gives a feeling of security when you're driving the vehicle. It also, by the way, the steering feels absolutely dead straight and true. It doesn't deviate all over the place or wander about, and there's no wheel wobble whilst you're driving at this speed or any speed up to the legal limit. Chassis of the vehicle, Honda know this market intimately. Obviously, the CR-V is the best-selling SUV in the world, so they know the market very, very well indeed. And what they give you is pretty much the perfect setup. This isn't a sports car; it's not meant to be. What it is a very, very comfortable and accomplished family car. Too many cars in this sector either do one or two things: either trying to be sporty, which means giving them a rock hard ride and unyielding rather, or they're too soft, where they're very comfortable on the straight ahead, but you go through some corners and they kind of keel over and rock about, which is particularly unsettling for rear seat passengers. This, as I said, just strikes the perfect balance. It's very comfortable on roads like this, especially on the type of tyres and the wheels this one's on, but it also, as I said, when you go through the corners, it goes through the corners really nicely. It sits nice and flat unless you're pushing ridiculously hard, and it's very composed. The body controls very well kept in check, and it's just, as I said, pretty much the perfect setup for this type of vehicle. Also, listening out for any kind of noises. There shouldn't be underneath the vehicle whilst driving. There's nothing at all coming through the vehicle, as you'd expect. Brakes on the car, just make sure no one's directly behind me. Just give them a bit of a shove. There's a really good brake pedal on the car. The pads looked fantastic when we did the pre-delivery inspection, so I expect them to be good, and they are. But what I'm looking for with the brakes as well, by the way, shouldn't have any kind of juddering when you're hitting the brake pedal or vibrations, and it should pull the car nice and straight as it did in that case. So all in fine fettle. Looking around inside the car, as I said in the Walkaround video, it's amazing condition in here, really. A lot of the CR-Vs, even younger ones in all honesty, especially when they're given sort of heavy family use, can feel a little bit tired inside, and that's nothing to do with build quality because they are beautifully put together. But this one, it just feels so fresh and clean inside. It's amazing. Also, on the subject of build quality, not a hint of a squeak or rattle inside the car. It's absolutely beautifully made. Just going to swing around here, pretty much at the halfway point. What I love about it, it's just such an easy place to sit and drive a car. You've got great visibility, perfect driving position, loads of adjustments on the electric seat on the driver's side here. But the dashboard itself is simplicity. It's the sat nav's big screen, easy to use, kind of old school but good in that respect. Down below that, you've got a dual zone climate control system, so you can do different temperatures side to side. Air conditioning pumps out lovely cold air. That was checked earlier this morning. Heated seats working exactly as intended as well. Directly in front of me, typical Honda dashboard, simple, legible, classy in the way they do it, nicely backlit at night as well. But you've got auto lights, auto wipers on these EX models as well, so it's a lovely spec car. This one also has this auto cruise control. So if I set it now, basically what it does, unlike a normal cruise control where if you caught up with a car in front, you'd have to either slow down very quickly or hit the brakes and disengage the system, this operates a radar in the badge in the front of the car, and it maintains the gap to the car in front. Is absolutely brilliant, really is. And it's also got this collision mitigation braking system as well, so if you get close to the car in front, it'll flash on the dashboard. It may set the pre-tension on the seat belts rather, and apply the brakes for you as well. And it was quite an expensive option when fitted to the car. These are, of course, four-wheel drive vehicles, albeit Honda, in their wisdom, knew very quickly that most people would be driving them in conditions not dissimilar to this, so on perfectly good roads where you don't need four-wheel drive operating. So basically it isn't. There's no buttons to press. It does it all for you. So at the moment I'm running in front-wheel drive. If, however, I was to pull away on some ice or snow or mud or whatever, and the front wheels lost grip momentarily, it instantly brings in the rear wheels to give you four-wheel drive, and it's absolutely seamless in operation. It's just brilliantly engineered. So you don't do anything, it does it all for you. The advantage of that quite clearly is the fact that you're not using up your tyres as quickly or as much fuel, and you're not putting as much mechanical stress through a permanent four-wheel drive system. Said at the start of the video, the point of it, as brief as it might be, is literally just to show you the car in operation, and to pick up on any issues there might be whilst driving the car. And there's nothing at all. It drives absolutely beautifully. It feels lovely and solid and fresh on the road. As always though, if you've got any questions about the car, don't hesitate, please do give us a call.